Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vonette and this is my channel Evolve with Vonette. I am a professional intuitive empath as well as a chef and an author and an all-around life path 3. And now that we know each other, I want to jump right into the video. I'm so glad that you're here sharing some energy with me today. I have a couple of three things that I want to talk to you about. The first one is about manifestation. One young poet laureate, one Wheezy F Baby, please say the baby. I'm being totally sarcastic. Lil Wayne, who is a musician slash rapper, Lil Wayne has a song or a quote, and in it, it's 6 foot, 7 foot, but in it he says, "Real G's move in silence like lasagna." So, what he's alluding to is the fact that the G in lasagna is silent, and yet it is still very much active, present, and plays a part in the formation of the word. I don't know if Lil Wayne thought it out to that nth degree, but the concept is there. And I was listening to that when I was on the treadmill, and I was thinking, real G's move in silence like lasagna. And I was getting a download about manifestation. There's something so powerful about keeping what you want to manifest private. There's something so powerful about incubating a dream. And when you move in silence, you are able to fully form and think and conceptualize what your next step is going to be. So often we get excited when we start to conjure a new path. We start to think, this is exactly what everybody around me needs to know. You and I have seen it. The people posting on social media about their relationship, their new acquisition, their home that's coming to them. And we've seen when all those things fall apart and everything that they talked about is no longer there. I am personally notoriously private with my life. I will, on this channel, share anecdotes and information, but I still will always value my privacy. Truly, I do. I think that it is a function of growing up with a West Indian mother, growing up dealing with a lot of issues, and there is this ethos in the home of black families or island families. What happens in this house stays in this house. So secrets were part of how I compartmentalized. And then I also have this West Indian mother with this British lilt and energy, which is stiff upper lip, and we're not sharing and discussing too many things. And so at first it was crippling, and then I learned to cope. And then beyond the coping, I realized that there was a great power in sometimes keeping lovely things to yourself. Not the privacy things, not the deeper, darker issues. So those have to be spoken, those have to be brought out. But when you're wanting to manifest positively, I think it's important. So that's my explanation for why I believe that I am so private. I don't post pictures of my significant other. I don't have a terribly active social media. I am there, always taking a look and being normal, but not as much as people would think. I really don't. My husband, I'll be honest, is on Facebook far more than I am. Not so interested in it because I feel like it's a lot of energy. That's my own personal stance on it. A lot of energy. But back to the manifesting. Guys, let me just clarify that. When I say a lot of energy, for me as an empath, all I'm doing all day is working with people and their energy. So being on Facebook and like milling through the soup of everybody's energy can be exhausting to me. I remember saying that to people years ago, and they would look at me like I had 7 heads. I'd be like, yeah, I really kind of hate Facebook. I'm not really so into it. I will post like once a year or twice a year. Truly, that's it. I'm like, here's the update, guys. And that's more for my own personal records. Anyway, another story, perhaps another video. Can you tell? Soapbox about Facebook. But what I will say about this is that your manifesting skills are only as good as your ability to play the quiet game. You guys remember the quiet game with your teacher where she would pretend that her fingers had a zipper and she'd put it across lips and say, zip those lips. And we would do that in school. Well, that's the game you have to play if you want something to really deeply root into the ground and have the ability to take in all of the fertilization and the new nourishment and nutrient, and that's the energy that you're feeding it. Oftentimes, when we share with a friend, a colleague, a spouse, whoever that doesn't necessarily have our back, that we are achieving or working towards a dream, they will, in their own self-disgust and or self-loathing, say, gosh, who does she think she is, or who does he think he is? I've wanted to do this and I can't, I didn't do it. I wanted to do this. And is this just this kind of thing, or is it this, or what's the reason? I feel like when that happens, what you're dealing with is jealousy, and everybody will say, no, it's not that. But listen, if you're watching this video and you're honest, tell me you've never been jealous of somebody. Tell me you've never had a moment where you're like, gosh, that's not fair. I wish I had that, or whatever. But here's the deal. Are you willing to do the work to manifest the thing it is that you say you want to have? And if you are willing to do the work, then your angels say next, are you willing to shut up about it? Like, sorry guys, let's like talk. Can we talk? Can you shut up about it? Can you incubate it? Can you hold it? Can you keep it? Can you coddle it? Can you nourish it? Can you pet it? Can you encourage it? Can you water it and watch it grow privately? We have such a need to be validated. That is precisely what social media is about, that we sometimes forego the magic of incubation. And there is a magic in incubating. Years ago, when I was a teen and I was getting readings from people at psychic fairs before I ever knew I'd be working psychic fairs, I remember having one specific reader say to me, don't talk about this reading with anybody. Just keep it to yourself. This is not to be shared. And I didn't share that reading. And I remember watching it come true. Several readings later, I said to someone something that a reader did say to me, and nothing happened. That's just one small example. I've shared creative projects that I was going to work on, and I could tell by the comments from people around me that they had issues with it, or had issues that I would take a different path, or that I would do something outside of them. Or I had one friend, a mother, I had a friend and her mother commented, Monat's been working on this thing for a really, really long time. And in that moment, my heart, the discernment like quickened, and I was like, oh, she'd been hating on this because her daughter had been working on it with me. And I don't think she was hating to say that she was hating in the way like, I don't want you to win. But there was something in her that didn't like me having that achievement or working towards that. And she found a way to kind of belittle it. And that was because she knew to belittle it, because I had spoken about it. Now, in that case, there was an extenuating circumstance, and there was this person here who I was employing to be of service to me in this endeavor. However, the mother's opining was a little chipping away. And then I had a friend that opined about my business dealings with the other friend, and it was just a little chipping away. Now, these people would probably say, I love you and you're wonderful. But how many people have you had in your life say the same to you, but secretly they're not rooting for you in a way that feels authentic? And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. If you're gangsta about manifesting things, you got to be gangster about keeping your mouth shut. If you are gung-ho for manifesting things, you got to be gung-ho for keeping the secret. If you are a go-getter who is manifesting things, you gotta go get silence. That didn't work, but you guys get what I'm saying. You've got to get to a place where you can keep a secret, because that is where the real power lies. All right, guys, I am so happy to be able to share some energy with you today. I want you to come back and we're going to continue to evolve together.